Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another daily guidance with me, Wingish Nube, majick Kwe. That's right, sweet grass, what a medicine woman, your friendly freaky ass medicine woman. Christiana Carr and Chris Carr, Tube Star. Yep, all this beautiful divine being right here. And welcome to you, beautiful divine beings, right here too. Wow, I am so glad you're here. How is it going? So I popped in for a little quickie. So within Wednesday, so I got a lot going on within this day. And how about you? Joy, right? Tapping into that joy, right? We're talking about joy and suffering there yesterday, weren't we? Yep. It's one thing that was coming up as I was watching it back too, that we can find joy in our suffering, right? I know it sounds kind of, but there is, right? We can just go dive into that suffering and come through into that joy. I don't know. I know it's doesn't sound like it would make sense, but and sometimes we got to dive deep into it because the more we avoid it, the more it stays there. What you resist persists, they say. Right? That's another thing that I was saying about they. Well, you know what? Who's they? It's like that society. We're all part of they, right? So we can change what they say by changing what we say. Ooh, imagine that. Excuse me. Weirdo, right? So winged. So let's call in all of our energies back from the east. That's the place of illumination, the place of clarity, the place of man, place of fire. And calling back all of our energies from the south. That's the childhood, the innocence, the place of emotions and waters. And calling back all of our energies from the west. That's the earth, the physical, the woman, place of introspection. And we call back all of our energies from the north, the wisdom years. That's right. That's the air, the mental. And we walk our blue road. No, not blue road, because I was going for the blue road first. But we walk our red road, our earth walk from childhood in the south, where we confront all that we were taught, what we believed, and, release what we're not. We get up into adulthood, the wisdom years, where we can laugh at ourselves of what we took on as a belief of our own, until we realize, that didn't come from us. That was put on us, or whatever that is for you, right? And the blue road of spirit goes east to west, just as the sun is always there. It's always with us, right? So we must respect that. We're all part of that. We all come from the same source. We all return to the same source. These bodies will return back to earth, regardless of who you are, right? Your body is going to go back to this earth, or the ashes, which will be put into the earth again, right? Either way, we're going to go back to this earth. And so east to west. So we must respect that sacred space. Our bodies are a temple. My body's a temple. Your body's a temple. We need to take care of this little gift, our little piece of earth that we own that's just on loan, right? That's the smoke signals. What's your intent? Take care of this. To connect. We have to make that full intention to connect with the source. We got free will beings, right? So we need to reach out and ask for that help. We're not on our own. It is always there, constantly supporting us, right? Free will beings, we need to get out of our own way to allow that in, right? Above, below, and within. There we go. Fully whole and complete. Let's see. What's the lessons out there that we can reflect on today? Lessons that we've learned in our lives so far, or that we're learning right now. It's up to you. Only you know where you are on your journey. When it comes to these physical earthlings, of course, Great Oneness Divine always knows where you're at, and knows where you're going, and knows where you've been. It's the truth. So overall, oh goodness. Lesson today. In the animal walking and showing us the way. Right? The illumination and the clarity, the East Shield. What is being highlighted in your life? What's lighting your fire? What clarity are you getting? Are you getting any clarity from these cards? Is that helping you to bring clarity in your own life, to situations in your own life? You don't need to be specific about specific situations, but I would love to hear from you how that it's helped, if it has helped, Maybe it's helped you to help somebody else. I don't know. Who knows, right? But let's see, right? We're holding that higher vision. But we need to take those little steps. And who's going with us? The scrutiny, because we need eagle and mouse. We need to hold that higher vision as we're taking those smaller steps, right? But we don't want to scrutinize every little detail and chew it all to bits that we don't even make a move, right? There is that corporate book called Who Moved My Cheese, about these little mouse called him and ha, right? And that's what we do a lot. We him and ha before we even take those actions. So we need to hold that bigger picture and pay attention to those details, right? It's like when you're putting a puzzle together, you know, how many of you have the picture right there as you're putting the pieces together? So you have that, the full picture in there. So you can see that full picture, what it's supposed to look like at the end as you're putting each piece in. So that's kind of what this medicine is telling us, right? We have that bigger picture. But how are we going to fill that in? Do you work on your edges and your framing first and then fill in the center? Or do you work with the center and then put on your framing? Now, frame that into your life, because, you know, it's just a metaphor. Not really talking about actual puzzles. But maybe we are. How do you do your puzzles? So, it's keeping that higher vision and that purpose and where you're going and paying attention to the details, but not getting so caught up in them that we keep ourselves from even making a move. That's the lessons in today. I'm going to put them so they're looking at each other. Or do they got each other's backs? Right? Focusing, looking within. Keeping that higher perspective in mind. Watching the details. So let's reflect on that before we take an action to see what that message is coming from Spirit. Because Eagle flies closest to the Great Spirit. Oh, that's a warm right there. Okay. So, what's our reflective side saying? Look, laugh at us, right? Laugh at us, at ourselves, where we get caught up in those details and we don't make a move because we're going over the details. But maybe it's just something that we're thinking about and we're scrutinizing all those little thoughts coming in that we're paralyzing ourselves and not being able to make a move. Maybe. What is that for you? So we can laugh at us where we're taking ourselves so seriously. We have this higher picture, but we can't get to that if we're not putting in the pieces, right? If we're not following those little details and taking action on those, right? So we can laugh at ourselves going, how do we think it's going to happen if we don't do something about it, you know? Does that make sense to you? Right? That loyalty, where's our loyalty been? Has it been to ourselves? Has it been to our Creator? We can laugh because we can, wow, like dog will be loyal to the one that beats it. Because that's how loyal. So have we been loyal to those ones that have been taking advantage of us? Right? That we've fallen for those things. So it's time to bring that loyalty back to where it belongs with ourself, with our source. Right? And laugh at that when we think it's the people that can get us ahead. When it's our Creator that helps us. Right? And works through those other people. Right? We're all working. We're all doing Creator's work. Well, you know, the point is to get aware of it, right? So we can laugh at ourselves thinking that we're not, right? Wouldn't work through me. I'm just, you know, who are we to think that we're not? Who, you know, we're all beautiful creations. All of us, no exceptions, right? So laugh at yourself if you ever thought that you weren't, right? Who am I, right? If you ever thought that Source wouldn't work through you. All the time, right? Source is through us, working within us. We wouldn't be alive if we didn't have that source in us, right? That's our life force, right? Animating this physical reality, so to speak. I don't know. What's that for you? And what's the action we're going to take as we look at that loyalty? How can we show that to ourselves? Oh, speaking of which, coming up for me is my 3rd anniversary when I married myself on the 25th. And happy anniversary to all those who did that, who are my peep set. We all did that together. January 25th, that was the date. Did you write it down? Do something special for yourself today. So, yeah, what are we... Excuse me, a little side note, right? So, being whole in ourselves, right? Being whole in ourselves. Because it's not about finding somebody to complete you. It's complementing each other. Complementary energies. Masculine, feminine, complementing energies. And we all have both male and female energies. We're all full and complete on our own. So, what's that action? Knowing that, how can we take those actions today, whatever it is? Whatever it is today, it's that talking stick. It's sharing your viewpoints, looking at the options. And what have you taken? The choices that you've made, right? sharing that, letting it out here, like I've just said earlier, right? Sharing how it's helped you. You don't need to get into specifics, but, you know, I was really struggling in this situation, and then it was this part I heard, you know, or when I saw that card, or maybe it was the number, whatever it was, you know, triggered me to go look at this, and that helped me solve this problem that I wasn't able to solve, or helped me to see this in a new way, you know, another perspective. What is that? You don't have to get into the details of your life. I'm not asking for all your personal stories and all those details, but how it's helped, what's worked for you, and others too, whatever that is for you, right? So taking that action, that's the action today. Send a comment my way, right? That'd be awesome. Or post somewhere, whatever that is for you. Sharing something personal, sharing your opinion, even with yourself, looking in, laughing at yourself, seeing that loyalty, seeing where you have that. That's the magic raven, right? Look at that. Loyalty, 14, 15, 16, and the magic happens. When you see where your loyalty is, you share those viewpoints, you see the options, right? That I didn't have to stay loyal to this one. I had a choice. Right? When we're children, we don't feel we have the choice. We need to do what our parents tell us to do. We have to do what the adults tell us to do. Right? But as we get older, see, we have options. And even at that time when we were children, we had options. Do we listen? Right? Or do we rebel? Do we get ourselves deeper in trouble, become self-sabotage? Do we turn on ourselves and think that we're just not worthy of it because our parents couldn't see it, because somebody couldn't see what we were worth because they're caught up in their own stuff? So take a look at that. Where's your loyalty? See that you have the choices and let that magic happen and work through you. Get out of your own way, because you, oh man, you are a beautiful part of this creation too. My goodness. It just wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you for allowing that love and light to come through you. Okay, so we're going to take the top and bottoms. Here we go. And we have on the bottom that confrontation that came up, and the West Shield. We are going within and see what our goals, and we had those choices, right? And how those choices affected our lives today, and laughing at ourselves because we thought, this was the only way we could do it. That was it. There was no other choice. We had to do it this way because that's what we were told, or whatever that was, right? We took too long. See? So we have Raven and Crow up there, right? It's the spiritual laws. Open up, let that flow. You look within, you confront all that's not you, and you're left with what is. That's a spiritual law. That's the way it goes. That's the way the crow flies, man. Okay, man, let's go. No. Okay, I got done now. We're all done here. We're gonna get going. That's right, upswing. And upswinging. So confront all that you're not. Take that look and what goals you've received, and how, when you had all these options, did it happen by magic or because you stayed loyal to yourself and loyal to that higher vision, right? Keeping that higher vision in mind and not getting caught up in all those details that we don't even make a move, right? Puzzles go together like one piece at a time. And you can choose how you put that puzzle together, but it's always going to come to that same picture, right? Like this earth life. We can choose these steps that we take, but there's always that bigger picture of our lives. And you know what? Who holds that, right? Source. Source knows that. And we can tap into that and take those steps, right? We can see that bigger picture, but we still need to put those pieces in the places, right? So if we listen, tap into that. Release those fears, right? And let that magic work through us. So get out your own way, okay? And let that light shine through you today. All right. Biggest heart hugs ever. Thank you for being you and shining your light through in everything you do. Yes, this world needs you, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for being. Love you.